Hello everyone. It has not been that long since I updated my first Flosstube video, my whip rate, and I am honestly a little shocked and very thankful about how much of you are actually came and watched it and subscribed to my channel and also liked the video. So yes, if you're one of those people who followed me from my last video and watched my last video, then welcome back. If you are new here, then of course welcome. I am Sen, I am an artist and designer from Germany, and I love to cross stitch and craft in general, so this is my little place of the internet about cross stitch, so I hope you will enjoy, and if you do, please leave me a like and subscribe to my channel, and also feel free to always comment in down below. I will usually reply to all the comments unless YouTube does not show me that there is any, so if I ever miss your comment, then I apologize, but I will try to get to all of them. So yeah, I am back. It's been 1.5 weeks later, I think, so there is not that much update, but with it being the end of April and May coming up, I have decided, not that I don't have enough whips already, to participate in Mania this month, so I want to share my plans for that. I will also do I think the method that I first heard of, that was a thing a few years ago. Since I'm very new, I wasn't personally present when it started, but what I heard was that people chose starts to do in May and choose 15 projects to start, and then work on each of them for 2 days, so that they would have a total of 15 new projects. Most of the ones that I did choose are smaller projects, so some are full coverage, but smaller full coverage, some are various non-full coverage projects, and there will be one large project that I wanted to start, which I will also show you in a minute when I come to my small part that will be a haul. So, but first, I have worked on 3 projects since I filmed my whip parade, and I'm gonna show you which ones first. So, starting with one of my smaller projects that only had a tiny start to it when I showed you in my whip parade, and I will put a screenshot here what it looked like before, and this is where it is now. So it is about, I'd say, halfway finished. I will also put a picture of the not the pattern, the design. And I did change a few things. As I showed in my whip parade, I changed the colors. I'm using variegated floss colors for this. I think I said that both of them are DMC, which is actually not true, as I noticed. The blue, the turquoise one is a DMC, and the red one's actually an anchor floss. And personally, I do like the red one. Oh, there's a cat. I do. Do you want to say hi? Give me a second. Come here. Say hi. Say hello. And then you need to go because I need the camera. I like, as I was saying, I like the red one a lot better. Go. Hey. Sorry about that. Because the variegation of it is not as how do you say it? I think you can pretty much see the difference. With this one, it is a lot slower, the change from red to pink, than it is in the blue one. And I personally like this one a lot better because you can it almost looks like little flames, which I love. And what I also did was I, instead of putting the class name as you saw on the design picture, I actually put the name of my character in here. So that's the name of the D&D character I'm gonna do this for, and I will do the same with the other one, but I have not worked on that, so I'm not gonna put this one in this video. So as you can see, I have the flosses here, and I did not look when I put it in my Viperate that this is actually an anchor floss and not a DMC. Anyone who's interested in the number of this one, it's 1203. I don't know which one the DMC is off the top of my head, because the thingy, the paper thingy that was around it has disappeared somewhere. So the other project that I worked on is the one that I'm always point here, but I'm putting the picture here, is the forest pattern from Banana Patterns. And I will also put a screenshot in where I was last time. And I did a little bit of the top row, so you can see moving along the top here. And I will do sort of Royal Rose method. I had tried Royal Rose before, but I wasn't too happy with it because with color blocking I got a lot of lines that went down that became very visible. And with this, it's I went in color blocking. I usually work across if it's possible, or down, and if I go like this, like if I work in blocks of 10, then I do some colors across and some colors down to prevent to get lines with this one they will happen, because as you can see here, these are very there's a lot of black, and because these are the trunks of the trees, and in between there's green, so this is very blocky coloring. And when you look at the back, I don't know if you can see it very well, there's always the block here, and there will be a line, but in this case it's not too bad because there is the tree trunk and the in between the tree trunks, so it doesn't matter if there will be a line there. You need to stop jumping onto my chair. Go find your brother. But yeah, that's what I did for this one. Let me put that away real quick. So, and then there is another one that I worked on a little bit this weekend because I was gone all Saturday, and I'm gonna open this a bit away from camera because of the zipper. I was away all Saturday and didn't have that much time to stitch this weekend, so my focus piece was a bit neglected this week. But I will get back to it very soon. I didn't do too much on this one. I will also put in a picture of where I was. You can see I just worked on the bottom. There's a little bit more done with the black. And I also worked a bit, went a bit further over here. Because I am trying to go along, how do I best do this because this is so huge. Along the bottom line again. Let me try something. How do you guys do that with these huge pieces of fabric? I will try to go along this bottom line again, all the way across. Let me hold it up again. just to make sure that I did not miscount anywhere. So I will probably work this one from the bottom and then slowly go to the top. But knowing me, I will eventually just start going wherever. But after what happened with my other large project where I did that, I will be a lot more careful not to miscount anywhere, and so I won't have to frog too much. But yes, that is my my update. So I will do a small part, a very small haul part next. So in regards to that, the first part I can't technically show you, and I don't even know if it would be considered a haul, because I found an online magazine subscription. It's called Readly, that has a lot of cross-stitch magazines, and where I live it is not easy to find them. I do not have like a huge store that has a lot of magazines close to me that also has cross-stitch magazines, and I think we only have 1 or 2 here in Germany, or 1 that I know of. And sometimes there are cross-stitch patterns and other like DIY handmade magazines, but I'm not aware of any others. And this with the subscription I can also get the some English ones and American ones, and they also have older issues. So So I've been skimming through them and looking for patterns that I like for a while, and I'm not even halfway through looking through all of them to see, and there's a lot in there that I like, and you will see some of those in my Mania plans in a bit. But for the other thing that I got, which I will actually call a haul, is I got this one from Heaven and Earth Designs. I was originally planning to wait until their next sale, but I just couldn't. I really want to start this one for various reasons, and I don't want to ramble about that too much, and because it probably also doesn't interest you. But this will definitely be one of my Mania starts. I've already ordered the flosses for it. That should arrive sometime mid-May, as should the fabric, so I hope that will work out. Otherwise I will find something else to start, and this will go onto the back burner, but hopefully that will not be the case. So Mania plans, yeah, I will top my already multiple whips with even more whips. So yeah, let's go through those. As I said, they are 15 projects. Let me grab my list. I have all of them here so I can show you. And there is, I think, 1 or 2 zippers that I might have forgotten, but most of them are in my clip bags, so yes, that should work. So the first one I have is this one. It is another dragon dice pattern from White Raven Patterns on Etsy. I've had this one for a while, just didn't get around to start it, so that's gonna happen now. And I'm gonna stitch that one also on Black Ada, 14 count I think, to fit its companion piece. So sorry, I need to close these again or they will go everywhere. Oops. So the next one I have is one of the patterns from the Cross Stitch for the Earth book. These are just copies I made from the book I have, so I can show them better. And I am doing this. I would assume it is also an Ada, but this is one of the mystery fabrics that I got from a sale from someone on eBay who was destashing. So there was no tag on it or anything, but it looks and feels like an Ada to me, and like one of the vintage ones, but I don't want to say anything wrong, so I'm just gonna say that's the fabric I'm using, whatever it is. So that will be another one. And the flosses I'm using for this one is just some unbranded one that I got from my mother for Christmas. She just grabbed like a huge pack of floss from a local craft store in my hometown and gave it to me, so I will use those for smaller projects where I can just color match and don't necessarily need to follow the DMC list for it. So let's see, the next one is also from, and I will not necessarily start them in this order, it's just the way I looked through them and chose them. This is also from the Cross Stitch for the Earth, which will probably also go to my nephews when it's done, because I'm not, they love elephants and tigers and all the good things, animals in general. And this will also, I will also do on 14 count Ada. So starting some smaller patterns is a great way to use those leftover stash fabrics that I've gotten when I was still not sure what I personally prefer to stitch, and chose to just grab whatever I could get my hands on. This is another one I made myself. This is also something I drew, like just a tiny pattern that I still need a model stitch for, so this is what this is gonna be. And this is the fabric I'm using for it, which I also assume is an Ada. Either it is printed or dyed, I don't know. It's also from that stash. And the next one you might recognize if you watched my previous video. This is the little house. This is the blue version. So as you can see, most of them are really small, rather quick projects. So I'm not gonna add 15 more huge coverages at this point. May happen, who knows? And this will go onto a light blue fabric, which I assume is also an Ada. I mostly have Ada actually, so that's, I would assume that is what it is. Then the next one is a teeny tiny one, also a pattern that I made. It's a Valentine's Day, or you could technically use it for whenever. It's also gonna go onto a white Ada. I think the next one, yeah, the next one is also one of my own that I'm gonna start as a model stitch. Just this pretty rose pattern. And now we are getting to those that are not my own. This one is one of my favorites, although, oh yeah, there was a zipper. Although I'm not particularly fond of backstitching, I don't mind it that much either. So this is the next one. And as you might have noticed, I have a thing for dragons. This is also from SA Patterns. They do have a website apparently, but I got this one from Etsy. It's the same as the baby dragons, that the same shop from where I got the baby dragons. Now I'm gonna do this on a green Ada. Now, the next ones are from the magazines I mentioned. I will have to... This one is a very small one. I'll have to fold the paper before I can show you, so I don't show you the pattern. The colors doesn't matter, but the pattern is on the same paper, printed on the same pattern, on the same sheet of paper as the photo. So as you can see, this is a very small one, but I kind of love this because it's true, isn't it? It is a silly question. So unfortunately, I can't always see who the designer is with these magazine patterns. I'm always trying to print it out along with the cover, either the cover picture or the pattern, as in the color list, because I don't print the pattern. I use them on in PDF format. So if I know the designer is, I will say. So the next one is this one, which is also from a magazine, and I'm going to stitch that on a white Ada, but not in blue, but in purple, because as we know, I love purple. And I think, let's see, no, I don't have it on there who the designer is for this one. So the next one is also a magazine pattern. This is a smaller, one of the smaller full coverages, and it is by Maria Diaz. And I have found a lot of these small full coverage patterns in some of the magazines, and there were a lot of them that I really like, and it was a bit difficult to choose which ones I actually wanted to start, and I could have totally chosen more, and eventually I will probably do that, but at some point I don't have fabric that is large enough in my stash anymore, so this is what I have. This is the next one, which is also a magazine pattern. This is actually a German castle that I've been to a long time ago when I was a child. It is in Bavaria, and it is very, very beautiful in person. So if you ever come to Germany, I can strongly recommend going there and actually visiting it. But this one doesn't say who the designer is, at least not on the part that I printed out. So when I actually start them, I will make sure that I look at that again, and then I will definitely tell you which magazine. If I can find it again in the mountain. I really need to get better at taking notes of which is which, and I will work on that. So the next one is also a magazine pattern. This was a stitch along in one of the magazines, and it is really hard to show. It is not a calendar. Maybe you know this one. It is there's 12 months, and they made it a stitch along 1 month per magazine. And I have all 12 of them, so I thought it would be nice to start like with this one. The pattern is very, very hard to read because it is printed so tiny, and there are a lot of colors that are very similar, but I will figure it out. Maybe I will have to fudge something, but it will work out in the end. So this is another magazine pattern. And I'm getting static from these things. This beach house. I would love to live there, but yeah, got a dream, right? So this is another small full coverage. And I'm gonna do all of them on white or white-ish Ada, since they are full coverages on different counts. And since all of those are mystery fabrics, I have no idea what exactly the count is. So I couldn't tell you if I tried. And the last one, this will be the just in case if I do not get to start the dragon from Hate that I showed you in the beginning, because the fabric doesn't arrive or anything. Then I will do these ones. Otherwise, these ones will go back into stash. And yes, that's my Mania plans. So we will see how that goes. I might not be able to start all of them because if I try to go by working on each one for 2 days, then it's entirely possible that one will miss out, because at the moment I can't be sure that I will be able to stitch every day. And I also do have surgery in the beginning of May, so I may not. It's nothing major, it's just dental surgery, but of course I don't know if I will feel well enough on the day off and the day after to actually do stitching, or if I will just stay in bed and sleep all day. So we will see how that goes, and which one I will leave out, if I have to leave one out, or if I just work on 2 at the same time after or before. We will see. But yeah, that's my Mania plans, and again, thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I hope you did enjoy, and I will see when I will be back next, because I don't technically want to do a video every week where I show like 2 or 3 projects that I worked on that week. If I have a lot to show, then I will do so. So there will not be a fixed schedule for these, but so I actually do like making them. They will probably be at least somewhat recent. So not recent, frequent. But yeah, I hope I will see you next time. And until then, do enjoy your stitching. And have a great week, everyone. Bye.